Hey there guys, welcome back to another figure review. Next up today we're going to take a look at a type of figure that we've not really taken a look at that much for nearly a year now, and that's only because of Force Awakens figure line and the fact that I haven't been able to find the rest of them that I've been trying to get until recently. And the first one we're going to look at of this line was one of the really harder ones to find. It wasn't available on Star Action Figures. It was impossible to get at a decent price on Amazon, but a few weeks back I managed to find this one at a decent price in one of my local stores here in Newcastle, and that is this one here, the T-1000 Patrolman from the Terminator 2 retro style action figures. Before we look at him, we will take a look at the packaging that this one comes in. As you can see, it's the same as the old Terminator 2 line that I was showing before. It's got the picture of the character in the wave on the side here with the whole title of Terminator 2. So I think I remember showing that in the original Terminator ones, they just had Arnie on the side here with showing the film's poster, or usually what's on the DVD cover being that. But they've updated it this time and they've put on the character instead of the logo, and it's really good for that. And then of course on the back you have the other available figures in the wave. Sarah, John and the regular T-1000 were actually really easy to find, but it's the T-800 and this one that were the harder ones to find, which I do have now in the collection. But I'll give you a look at the T-800 in the next video. So we'll now look at the T-1000, and I'm just saying this is well worth buying because you have two versions of the T-1000 as well. You have the regular one, which is just him in a basic cop uniform. Then you have this one, which is from the second half of Terminator 2, because after the mental hospital escape scene, you don't see him until they attack Cyberdyne building. And just before he disappears for like half an hour or something, you see him steal a bike off someone, and this is like the gear he was wearing when he arrives at, well, you see him at Miles Dyson's house first, and you see him arrive there, and he's wearing this gear, and he wears it until he crashes the nitrogen fuel truck into the smelting building. So I just think it's still really worth getting though, like as a figure. We'll just zoom in on it a bit. There we go. So of course they included the policeman's jacket that he wears over the uniform at this point, and they've updated the uniform a bit as he does in the movie. So he now has the calf length boots instead of the regular police shoes that he has in the movie. Of course he still wears these after he turns back into his regular T-1000 form, because you see that bit where he's walking across the floor and his feet start taking the colour of the shade of whatever the floor is because of his metal sort of dying down. Of course they've sculpted his shades onto him. It's a pair of, I think, silver plated aviators that he's wearing at that point in the movie, and they've sculpted the helmet to him, which is not removable, which is a shame. But these are the retro style ones, so it's expected. And of course he has his mini gun, well, not a mini gun, but sort of I'm not too sure what type it is. I'll have to probably look it up and put it as a subtitle in the video to get it right. But again, that's really good. They always include that in the figure. Rundown of the articulation, you get the basic 5 points like the Force Awakens figures. You've got the swivel neck, swivel shoulders and swivel hips. And of course no articulation in the knees and ankles or whatever. But then again, these are, well, they say they're meant to be, they're actually aimed at ages 17 plus, as it says on the front. It says adult collectible, so they're not a toy, so obviously you would want to have it on the shelf as a collectible. So yeah, so again again, this one is really hard to find. I'm going to put the link down to it in Star Action Figures, but I doubt it's going to be available on there because it's just impossible to find. And like I said, I was just lucky to pick this one up where I got it, and I don't regret not getting it because it's so expensive on Amazon. Like, you don't want to buy it anywhere else. So you have, like, basically, if you get this figure, if you see this figure on a shelf at a reasonable price, buy it, because the odds are you're not going to see it again. So yeah, anyway, that was the T-1000 Patrolman. Hope you enjoyed looking at him for a review. And I shall be back with the other T-800 from Terminator 2, and do stay tuned for that, and remember to follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and Facebook links down below. See you next time, guys. Much detail onto it, and it's great, and these things are great for display, so I'm really glad I picked this figure up. I'd actually wanted it the minute they announced it. It'd been a bit of a struggle to find, but eventually I did, so